What's up, guys? Today is a super exciting day. We're taking the 2JZ E36 to a dyno to see how much power it makes. Putting a car on a dyno has always been a dream of mine. I've always wanted to have a car that was actually worthy of going on a dyno, so I'm super excited and I'm really curious to see what kind of power it's going to make. But once we get there, get it all loaded up, we'll take some guesses and see what we all think it's going to make, and then see what she does. So we'll see you there. All right, car's on the dyno. We're about to get it strapped down and then we'll be ready to go. So we got Tyler and Michael here. Let's take some bets. Tyler, how much power do you think it's going to make?
450.
450. Michael?
I was going to say 450.
450. I'm going to be on the safe side and go with about 420 first pull, and then we'll mess with fuel pressure and boost and see if we can get any more out of it. So we'll see. Oh man, I've pretty much never heard this car from outside of the car before. Thing sounds good. It doesn't spike as bad as I thought it would, but that's in fourth gear. Make your car sound like that, Tyler.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Makes good power, man.
Yeah.
You're making it.
I
got the fan a little more. Just give it,
not bad.
Give it a second, it'll wind down.
So good. All right, so she made just over 400, a little less than I was hoping for, but still not bad at all. I went ahead and turned up the boost a few clicks. We'll see what she does now. Okay, so I was wrong. I was looking at the wrong line. Well, actually, maybe that was the first pull that was at 405, but the last pull was like 428. I turned up the boost a little bit. I didn't know how many clicks to go, so I only did a few. Didn't really make a difference. We got to 435. So now I turned it up a lot more, added a little bit of fuel pressure, and we'll see what she does now. I'd really kind of like to hit 450. If I can make that and still be safe, we'll call her good. So we'll see. All right, so we hit 461 on that one. Let's see what boost we hit. We got Dustin in here running passenger or driver. Oh, 17.9. Exactly what I wanted. I was hoping to be about 18. How are the FRs?
10, 11.
10, 11. Okay, she's a little... We'll take it. All right, guys, so we're done on the dyno. We're going to take a quick tour of the shop. This is Off the Line Performance here in Des Moines, Iowa. That's where I'm from. So if any of you guys are in the area, make sure you hit them up to get your car on the dyno. Super affordable, and they've got a really nice setup. So we're going to look at some cool cars here. We've got R32.
Yep, 34 front end.
Okay. This thing, wrap? It's got to be wrap.
Yeah, it's wrap.
Okay. The wrap is sick on this.
Midnight purple.
So RB25.
Yep, built.
Pretty big turbo.
Cole actually imported this one from Japan, and then we have redone everything since. So he pulled the engine to paint the bay, and then it turned into turbo kit, fuel system.
Nice.
You know, the
All
usual.
nine.
So he really outdid himself with this.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's even right-hand drive, of course.
Yeah, it was imported. So it was actually built at a shop in Japan called Full Stage.
Yeah.
So that's where the motor was built originally and whatnot. And then he did the body kit and the wrap and the full build on the engine.
Nice.
Aside from the short block, which already came.
Nice. So it's really cool. Being from Des Moines, Iowa, you wouldn't think we'd have cool cars like this. See them in YouTube videos all the time, but never see them around here. So to see something like this in person at a local shop, super awesome. No filter, huh? Risking it for the biscuit.
No filter, no blow-off valve.
Yeah.
You know the deal.
Yep. We don't run blow-off valves around here.
Yeah, my 240 doesn't.
Yeah, we like compressor surge noises. What else we got? RX-7?
Yeah, this is also cool.
Is this at FB or FC?
FC.
Okay. I can never tell the difference. I don't know my RX-7 other than the FD very well. Ooh. So 2-rotor, 13B?
I believe. Is that a 13B?
Yep, 13B, yeah. So it's a Turbo 2 engine.
Okay.
The convertibles come NA.
Yep.
And then it has we're putting a new intake manifold on it right now. But it's like a Bridgeport.
Oh, damn, too
So
bad.
it makes all the cool,
You can't start it.
the chop noises. Yeah.
I want a rotary in my life so bad.
They're cool.
I
like
would
them.
love to build a 3-rotor FD. That's my dream. Like when I'm 50 and got nothing better to spend my money on, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, rotors are cool.
So this shop is famous for doing a lot of Subaru stuff. You guys have had a Subaru that you won a record with, right?
Yeah, we had a blob eye. It was Nate's, and we won TX2K stick shift class with it.
Okay, in Texas, right? Yeah. So yeah, they do a lot of Subaru stuff, which I've always loved WRXs. I've just never had a reason to own one. But oh, there's an FD. Oh shit. I actually don't like the Veilside kit anymore. I loved it from Tokyo Drift, and then I started seeing like stock body ones or the Rocket Bunny that just accentuates the stock body lines. And so that's more my taste. But holy shit, this thing is legit.
Oh yeah, getting some work done.
Got a Veilside, so a customer car.
Yeah, this is a customer.
Live around here?
Yep,
No
he
way.
just got done installing a Haltech,
Okay.
and he ran into some electrical issues, so we're
Gotcha.
helping him figure those out.
Wow. This thing is nuts. Pop-up delete, love it. I hate pop-ups. Everyone told me if I deleted pop-ups on an FD, I was the devil, and I said I don't give a f. I hate pop-ups. Look, pop-up delete, Tyler. You'll get mad.
Oh, that's blasphemy.
No, I hate pop-ups. Super cool. VSKFs, or no, those aren't KFs.
Double S's.
Double S's. Another FC.
Yep.
Very cool. CRX. That's
So
crazy.
we have a car wash bay in there.
Yep. Nice.
And then here's a music studio.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Cool. What is this?
I'm a 4th gen.
Little Civic?
Yeah, we're
That's
gonna
cool.
stay built over here, and now we're doing turbo kit.
Nice.
There's our photo room.
You got the media room.
Yeah, every car that gets done in the house, we do a full build, break it down in here, and a lot of product photos for the website.
Nice. Oh, this is an FB, right?
Yeah, this is an FB.
Okay. Nice. There's way more cool cars in here than I thought there'd be. The shop's
So we
huge.
have a fab area back there.
Nice.
And these are most of our personal cars.
Gotcha.
Storage.
The Datsun 280.
Yeah, we got paint booth and whatnot.
Chevelle.
Cole's got one back there that's all restored. It's all
Nice.
primer.
My boss has one that he restored. It's really cool. Coyote 5.0.
Yeah, this one's in for some work.
Nice.
And then,
Old Bronco.
yeah, that's all restored. It's got 5.0 F-150 drivetrain.
Nice.
It's super nice.
Smart choice.
That
Nice
one's
and
mine.
reliable.
STI makes 1,000 horse.
Really? Still all-wheel drive.
Yep.
Big
All-wheel
turbo. Nice.
Storage area, some spare motors that we keep.
Yep. 5.0. Tyler's going apeshit on the Subarus.
Oh, dude, that's got a full JDM swap.
He loves his Subarus.
It's got a JDM 6-speed.
It's black Java Pearl.
It's so sick.
It's nice. It's clean. Oh, I like.
had this
Is
as a
it-
shop car for like 7 years.
Is that a factory paint color?
Yeah.
That's a cool
It's like
color.
1 or 2 years.
Yeah, 1 year.
Really? It's like a greenish orange.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
very
Well,
flaky.
We say
The
it's,
camera can
it's like black,
focus
but
on
with,
it.
spun bearing material.
Yeah, it's kind of my. I've got the Cummins out there is the black forest green metallic,
Got it,
so
yeah.
it looks black until it gets in the sunlight, and
Yeah.
then you see the green. We got R8, but it's a cool car. Oh yeah, I have a Q7. That's my wife's daily. I love it. It's the supercharged V6, the 3-liter. It's great. Got some bikes. Cool Harley. Look at the little Honda moped. This GTO is sick. I actually got my start in hot rods. My grandpa, a big hot rodder. A little tight.
That's probably enough.
All right, so we made it back from the dyno. What a crazy experience. I had so much fun just watching the car, seeing the graphs. It was all basically a dream come true. And huge shout out to Off the Line Performance for getting me on there and taking such good care of me. This was definitely like one of the best experiences of my life. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but this was just a huge step for me in the car world. But yeah, I've got some printouts of the graphs, so let's look at those real quick. So the first round was 428 horsepower and 406 torque. And ignore these RPMs. They calibrated it based on my tack, which is off quite a bit, especially at higher RPMs. So don't worry about the RPM. But so 428 horse, 406 torque, and then the last round was 461 horse and 443 torque. So we picked up well over 30 foot-pounds of torque. But you can see here on the graph, the blue one being the final run, we lost a lot down here in the mid-range. And that's most likely because I turned up the fuel pressure. And so it was too rich here. It was like 10-0 or even richer throughout this range. So if I dial in my fuel pressure and get it so that it's not running so rich, we can clean this back out and have a higher curve all the way throughout. So, but yeah, it's honestly not quite as spiky as I thought, but it still spikes pretty significantly. This turbo's a little bit too big for the application. I would say this, where the boost really kicks in, is roughly, it's over 4,000 RPM for sure, where the boost is kicking in. So not super ideal. I would love to have boost come on earlier than that, but for what it is, for my first ever try at a turbo build, I would say it works pretty good. We can always change turbo sizings, maybe put a smaller exhaust housing on it. Right now, I think it's a 0.91 AR. We could go down to like a 0.7 and that'd really wake it up. But it's still making 460 wheel. Almost 500. I could easily get 500 out of it. Based on my estimates, I'd probably only have to turn it up to about 21 pounds of boost instead of the 18. And we could definitely hit 500 with this. So, but I don't think I need that. I want it to be super safe, reliable. I'm doing a ton of events this year and driving a ton, so I don't want to risk blowing it up. It doesn't need to be 500. 460 is more than enough for now until I build a forged bottom end later on down the road. But like I said, this was an incredible experience. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And then the tour afterwards was insane. I did not expect to see an FDRX7 just especially a Veilside FDRX7 just parked in a shop here in Des Moines. Super crazy. But I had a ton of fun. Anyways, we got all kinds of stuff to do before the next event, so I'm gonna wrap this one up here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and stay tuned for the next one.